From our studios in New York City, welcome to socialgraceco.com. I'm your host this evening. My name is Jose Parron. I'm a lifestyle expert from New York City. I invite you to join me on social media on Instagram at jose.parron. And speaking of social media, I want you to join us on all our platforms. We have a lot of content coming your way, and we'd like to keep you up to date. You're going to see some scrolls at the bottom of the screens, so please join us. We're also going to encourage you to send us some questions or comments if you've used some of our products, especially as we premiere Homegrown America this evening. Please join us and ask some questions. We have our expert here, Stacie Chavez, which will be joining us in a second. One of the things that we really strive to do with socialgraceco.com, and especially with Homegrown America, is our concept of thinking global, shopping locally, but also giving back. All of our brand partners give back to certain areas, and we want you to go ahead and visit us again at socialgraceco.com and find out a little bit more about all of our stories. Are you ready? We're really excited to bring in our guest, Stacie Chavez, all the way from Oregon, and she's going to be our guest on Homegrown America. Hi.
Hello.
It's so nice to have you. It's so nice to have you in person.
Back in the city.
Back in the city, in the hot city too.
It is a little warm.
Stacie, tell us a little bit about what Homegrown America means to you and to your brands in particular.
So when I think Homegrown America, the best way to make it ring home is think shop local, but instead of just in our little neighborhood, it's actually throughout the USA. We are traveling from town to town, finding these hidden gems of homegrown businesses and helping promote them and bring them to everyone across the country to enjoy, just not in your little hometown.
And I think a lot of us think of Homegrown America or American industries as having to be large industries, but there's so many smaller, hand-grown products, people that are just really putting their heart and effort, and the quality and the integrity behind all of these products make a big difference. And I think one of those is Ben Soap.
Ben Soap is the first one we're going to talk about tonight. And they're right in my backyard, about 12 miles from my little ranch in Central Oregon. Ben Soap started as a goat farm, and the mom had a child that had really bad skin sensitivity to soaps and the normal baby shampoo. And so she created a bar soap. And with the bar soap, just expanded and expanded to bring in scrubs and balms, and we're going to talk about them all tonight.
Well, speaking of the scrub, that's one of our first products, so we can start there. We have a choice of your sugar scrub in sweet orange. We also have it in our unscented, so if you're sensitive to scent. But again, these are not added fragrances, so it's important that you know that these are super mild, super effective, $17 for your choice. And what can you tell us about these sugar scrubs?
The best part about them is they're all natural. There's nothing more than a little bit of sugar and hydrating oils. And so what the sugar does, you want to both do a little, I love, it's amazing the exfoliation that you get. And while you're exfoliating, you're rubbing that hydrating oil right into your skin. Look at that. Look how young my hand looks.
Well, I also love the fact that as you're using it, that sugar actually starts to break down and melt into the skin. So you're getting a beautiful exfoliating action. And again, if you are doing your own home spas, if you haven't been out and doing treatments, you know, in a salon or where you locally would do your things, this is a great way to do it at home. I'm also going to say that people have not been getting manicures and pedicures. So this is a great way to do your own pedicure, because using a little bit of that sugar scrub in the shower is going to exfoliate some of that dead skin on your feet. Also great on your bodies. Guys, this is great. Ladies, get your guys to do this, because not only are they exfoliating, this actually leaves behind a beautiful sheen to the skin. It's already kind of building in your own moisturizer, so you don't need to go back and add something else.
You don't. As you said, as the sugar melts away, that oil has now gone deep into our pores, hydrating. And again, what I like about this product is it's all natural. It's just a nice hydrating oil with nothing more than sugar.
Well, again,
And
this
a great smell.
I got the unscented, so I have to go and stick my nose.
This is
It's heaven. They're
refreshing.
super clean. All of the formulas are super clean because I was playing with them prior to the show. And that does make all the difference in the world. If you do have sensitivities, if you are afraid of artificial scents, which do make the skin a little bit more sensitive, this is definitely the way to go. A little bit goes a long way. You can also add a little bit of water. So if you're a little bit more delicate, add a little bit more water diluted and you just get a softer exfoliation. If you're doing your feet, add a little bit more of the sugar and you control that exfoliation as opposed to a chemical exfoliation.
Right.
Terrific. And again, we have the unscented and we have the sweet orange.
Sweet orange, again, clean, invigorating. I love to use this in the morning to wake up.
Absolutely.
And I probably use my my polishing scrub probably 2 to 3 times a week, probably more in the summer. And sometimes on those really hard days on the farm, it might be a couple times a day.
Sure. I mean, and especially if you're doing anything where your hands are a little bit dirty. I mean, I actually love to use it on the hands. I will also say, and this is going to sound silly, but very often this type of product is actually done in glass.
Oh, yes.
Where are you using this? You're using it mostly in the shower. So it's important to have something that can drop, that's nice and easy to use. You're not in danger of dropping it on your foot. You're not in danger of breaking glass in your shower or bath.
Absolutely. Good. Great point.
Yeah, no, I mean,
How many times have I dropped the soap? Never mind the jug of sugar
that
scrub.
on the foot. But very often these are very large vats. Also, the value of this is incredible.
It is. And it lasts for a really long time. I want to try all the different scents, and it's hard to move through them because I don't want to waste them.
Well, of course not. Well, again, because they're natural oils, they actually hold their life a lot longer than, again, a chemical.
Yeah, they do.
Terrific. Now, I believe we also do have the sea salt.
We do. So really no difference. It's more of a preference. Mm-hmm. And with the sea salt, we just have the light lavender scent. So I like to use this at night when I'm relaxing and getting ready to think about sleeping. There's nothing like the scent of lavender.
Well, lavender naturally is a calming effect. This actually might be great just to keep in your bathroom at night and just do your hands and have that scent of lavender. Again, because you're using natural essences and essential oils as opposed to artificial scents. This actually gives you the aromatherapy effects that you would get from your natural lavender.
Well, and I know with lavender, it really, for me, having those rituals of going to sleep. Some people have a hard time getting to sleep. I'm one of those people that I see a pillow and I'm almost asleep before I put my head on it. But if you have that ritual that you do in the evening, I know for me, anytime I think I'm going to have trouble sleeping, this is something I may spray a little bit on my pillow, a scent of lavender, mm-hmm. but to have this in the bathroom to put on at the end and smell my hand.
Well, because of those essential oils, after you've rinsed off the salt scrub, in this case, mm-hmm. You still get the residue of that essential oil on the skin. So it's very hydrating, very moisturizing. I always have moisturizer by my bed, and I always use moisturizer on my hands and on my legs before I go to bed. It makes a big difference in waking up in the morning and having your skin feel refreshed. That is when your skin is resting. Again, $17, and this is in the lavender scent. This is the sea salt scrub from Ben Soap.
And great little, as I say, great little company, great little organic farm. wonderful family. We're blessed to have them in Central Oregon.
And you said they're not far from your home.
They are not. They're about 20 minutes.
Oh, that's terrific. And there's more scents coming?
There's always more scents coming.
All right, so you have to keep an eye out. And this is why we were talking about making sure that you follow us on social media, because you'll be the first to know when some of these things are going to pop up. Natalie is telling us that the lavender is amazing. So I love hearing from you at home. Please join us and let us know when you have comments on these, or if you have questions. I have Stacie here all the way from Oregon that is ready to give us all of the information. Charles is telling us this product is fantastic, this is a fantastic product that I would enjoy. Charles, thank you. We need to hear that manpower. A lot of guys don't think of these things, but if it's already in your bathtub, especially or in your shower, especially in the summer when it's warm, it's nice to really exfoliate, refresh. Sometimes we get those little ingrown hairs on the back of the arm. I don't want to sound gross, but this is a quick, easy way to make sure that your skin stays hydrated. It's one step for you guys at home, and no one's going to know if you don't want a scent. Just stay with the unscented. Happy to ship it out to you.
Yeah.
Again, feel free to visit us on socialgraceco.com. There's no item numbers. You choose how you want to pay, but you just go for the item and we'll take care of the rest for you. Yeah. Anything else we need to say about our scrubs? It's a great way to start the show.
All natural. I mean, that is the most important. I think a lot of us are returning to our roots, and this is one of those ways. Completely natural, no chemicals, none of that stuff that's not good for our skin.
That's terrific. And again, homegrown in America. So again, this is about thinking globally, but making sure that we're shopping locally. We've made that a mission here at socialgraceco.com, and we want to make sure that we make it easy for you. So you don't have to go find these. We have partners like Stacie that will go out and find all of these amazing little brands for us and make it available for all of you at home.
Exactly.
Awesome.
One product at a time.
Well, speaking of, we have more product coming your way. Also from Ben Soap, we are going to bring in our
felted
soaps. Now, these are amazing because speaking of making it easy for you, we have soaps that are pulled together and actually felted and completely encased in alpaca.
In alpaca fiber. So it's like getting a wash rag wrapped around your soap so you're ready to go.
Now, these are available for $14, and they are available in the eucalyptus spearmint. They're available in unscented and also in the hint of lavender. Now, something that you were telling me about, which I did not know, because the soaps smell amazing, but I always think of people using a washcloth or a loofah or one of those weird scrunchy vinyl things that are a little scratchy for my taste, and I'm not particularly sensitive. Alpaca, you said, is an
antimicrobial, which is wonderful. So it won't, if you leave a wash rag in the bathtub,
it starts to smell.
It gets a little funky. And so this alpaca fiber is completely antimicrobial. It will not grow bacteria because that's what the smellies are.
Well, exactly. So when you're getting that weird, musty smell, that is bacteria growing in your washcloth and your loofah. So the beauty of this, you get the soap completely encased, $14. So if you think about going to those home stores and buying all of these sponges and loofahs and whatnot, you are actually getting all of that with your soap encased in it. Again, felted soaps available in the eucalyptus spearmint. So eucalyptus and spearmint are super energizing. So they are amazing in the morning because it's going to wake you up.
It does.
So it's a little caffeine going in and a little felted soap on the outside.
A little spearmint.
Sometimes you need both.
You do, a lot of days.
If you are sensitive, or if you don't want a scent, or you love your perfume and you don't want anything interrupting the scent of your soap, we're going into the unscented. And while we're in that shot, I want you to see, I want to slide this out a little bit. So I want you to see how beautiful. This is very, very soft. Nobody wants to see my hairy knuckle. Let's look at the hairy alpaca.
The other thing I wanted to say, we talked about antimicrobial.
Yes.
What we didn't talk about is the unscented soap is completely natural, and it was developed by the owner of the company for her child who had horrible skin sensitivities. Well, the alpaca felted, I guess, wash rag on the outside of the soap is also hypoallergenic. Alpaca is hypoallergenic because it lacks lanolin, which we find in sheep's wool. And so it's one more step to, again, making sure that for those people with sensitive skin, this is just another way.
So you get double protection for that hypersensitive skin between the lack of added fragrance and then all of the qualities of the alpaca. I did not realize so much goes into alpaca until we traveled to South America and Peru and Ecuador. It is the fiber of choice. It's grown everywhere. You get blankets and you get scarves, and there's something about the quality and the softness and the hand of alpaca. And you actually have an alpaca farm, and you just had a little baby.
I do. We've had 9 little babies over the last 2 weeks, and it's been a little crazy at our ranch. We finished lambing because we also have sheep, and then we moved into alpacas. And so I was saying, with some of these felted products, there'll be something else in the end that we will have also. It's a way for us to use every piece and part of fiber that we take off the animals. We try not to throw anything away. Later in the year, we'll bring in our felted insoles. So we use every piece and part of that fiber, wasting nothing.
That's amazing, because it really does talk about being respectful to the environment. So it's not just about one product, but it's also about the process of getting these fibers and being able to bring the product to you. It's all about, again, Homegrown America, making sure that we have all of those products for you, and that we're thinking through the process. Again, $14, available in eucalyptus spearmint, our unscented, and our hint of lavender. I also think that this is a very giftable item because it's still kind of unique and special. I think it's for a man, for a woman, it's a great family gift. It's a great host gift when you bring something to someone's home. And it shows a little bit about the thought, not just the item itself.
It does. It's a great teacher gift at the end of the year. We
TikTok,
sell a lot
you have about 5 minutes for that teacher gift.
And I think a host gift, it's something maybe we wouldn't buy for ourselves, but it's a beautiful wrapped package.
It actually, and it feels.
It does.
Beautiful. It's beautiful.
That alpaca is so soft. Of course, I'm partial to them, but it's just a lovely, lovely fiber. The exfoliating that you get with this, which I don't think you'd think that because it is so soft, but it does a fabulous job of taking away those dead skin cells.
And again, you actually, the soap itself will melt down as you're using it. So at the end, what are we left with?
Another dryer ball.
Which we're going to talk about a little bit later. So just keep that in the back of your mind as we go through a full hour of Homegrown America and some amazing products from Ben Soap. And we have something else coming up that is part of this whole story that we're talking about. And this is our Ben Soap goat milk lotions.
I personally, living in Central Oregon, we don't have the humidity. So humid to us is humidity. I complain when we hit 20%, which is so funny because you think, humidity does help keep our skin nice and healthy. This lotion does an amazing job. It's light. It goes on. You rub it in and you've got that hydration, yet you don't have that heavy, some of those heavy shea butters, and which I love, but this is a wonderful, light, nourishing lotion. And what's wonderful about it is it has 3 ingredients: goat's milk, hydrating oil, and vitamin E. At my house, if you bump your knee or cut anything, my husband chases you around with a vial of vitamin E, wanting to make sure you don't scar.
That's hilarious.
You're not going to scar. So this is just an amazing product. And again, 3 flavors. I'll let you discuss the scents.
$18 for an 8-ounce. So it's a generous bottle with the flip top. So it makes it super easy. Again, plastic bottles. So we're not worried about breaking anything. Available in the lavender, our sweet orange, and then once again, unscented, which is on this side. There we go. So we do have a little bit of a story going where we have, in most of our products, we have the unscented, we have a citrus. So sometimes it's orange, sometimes it'll be grapefruit. And then we have the lavender. Now we talked about energizing the skin. So that citrus is amazing in the morning. I love the smell and I love the feel of the lotion because it's not heavy. It feels like it's hydrating, but it's very much a lotion. The slip on it is great. The scent is super, super light.
Very light.
And again, we're talking about 100% natural ingredients, no dyes, no synthetic fragrances, no GMOs, no parabens, no alcohol, because a lot of lotions, especially lotions, creams generally are a little bit thicker, but lotions, they often put alcohols in them to make them evaporate faster.
And what else does that do?
Well, that dries out your skin. So you're spinning out into this cycle of dry and oily and dry and oily. We want your skin to stay as neutral as possible so that you're never taking it from one extreme to the other. So we talked about going to bed and adding lavender to our routine. This is a great way to, again, because we're talking about natural essential oils, putting this on your hands, putting this on your arms, putting this on your chest before going to bed, you're getting those essential oils that are coming up to your nose, and that actually helps to relax and get you to sleep a little bit.
Again, back to that, I hate to, some people have to have a sleep recipe. And this is just a wonderful thing to put into that lavender. It really triggers sleep for me.
Go ahead. No. Because I do want to talk about the, no, I have it. Because I did. I had a little extra.
Wow.
Well, I was playing with it before the show because I really, look, I have to be totally honest. I'm not a online shopper. So for me, my goal here is not only to guide us through the products, but I also want you to feel, I want to be your hands, your nose, your eyes. So I want you to feel the texture. I want you to see that this goes right into the skin. It feels comfortable. It doesn't feel sticky. It doesn't feel gooey. It doesn't make a noise when you put your hands together. But the scent is amazing. Super lightweight. Again, it's not going to interfere with your favorite fragrances, which I always wear. So sometimes if something leaves too much fragrance behind, it sort of messes up my groove.
Or they compete with one another. If you're not,
I just put another fragrance on until I get it right. But this is a great way to, again, follow through. So you can do your salt scrub or your sugar scrub.
Yep.
You can do your felted soap. Again, you can choose whether you want to do unscented, whether you want to do a citrus, or you want to do your lavender. And then this is your finishing lotion. Again, goat milk,
hydrating oil, and vitamin E. It's that simple.
It's that simple.
And it's, I love how lightweight, but yet I feel like I've moisturized.
And I actually put what I would consider too much for my hands. And again, my hands don't feel, I don't feel sticky. If you look up close, my hand does not look shiny or greasy. And that is pure product, good natural ingredients. really going into the skin and really hydrating the skin,
Yes.
as opposed to
And
leaving a coat.
Yeah. Well, and even when you put it on your hand, I don't know if you noticed, it did not move.
Exactly.
It was not watery,
Yeah.
as you said. And it really does the same as you rub it in.
Yeah.
And it stays on for a long time.
No, I love the feel of it. And again, sometimes I don't like too much product. I get very picky about my creams because if it sticks to my skin, if it sticks to my clothes, then I don't want to put it on. I want something that's going to go into my skin, leave it and go.
I agree.
Again, we have your little connection here where we have your sweet orange, which is your, I'm sorry, there we go. Sweet orange, Jose. We have our lavender. Thank you, Joey, for rescuing me. And we have our unscented. Again, 100% ingredients from Bend, Oregon. And this is part of our Homegrown America soap collection from Bend, Oregon.
Yes. Another great product.
Awesome. Awesome.
And
Now,
speaking-
and we are going to continue through. So again, if you see any of these products that you want to order or any grouping of products that you want to order, feel free to join us on socialgraceco.com. You can place your order there. You can choose your form of payment. Go through and scroll because there's a lot of little hidden gems that we're not going to get to today. So you might see something in one of the scents that you like and be able to also order it. We'll take care of the order for you and get it right out. Shopping local from home, wherever you are.
Absolutely. From my neighborhood.
From
to
your
yours.
neighbor, exactly. From Oregon to New York City.
There you go.
Terrific. Now, coming up next is going to be also from Bend Soap. And this is going to be a product that we were talking about a lot, you and I.
It's, this deodorant is really, we're talking about the aluminum in most deodorants causing maybe some memory issues.
Well,
There's a little bit of research
There's
going on.
so much research going on about this because, again, Stacie and I are not doctors, so we can't make any medical claims. But there's so much research going on about different types of cancers or memory issues or whatnot. And they're saying that aluminum in a lot of products, including deodorants, can be attributed to it. So we are looking at a deodorant, and this is your regular size that you would get at your drugstore or your favorite pharmacy. It is $10 for the stick, and it is available in grapefruit. It is, again, available in unscented. And we are also talking about all shields. So we've talked about unscented. We've talked about the honey grapefruit. Can you describe to me what the all shield scent is?
The all shield is a combination of clove and some citrus and frankincense. It's just got a great scent. What I cannot believe how long these sticks last.
It's actually very, very clean.
Well, and it's very different. Having used certain name brands my whole life, and then making the transition to these natural deodorants, I was really worried about, is it really going to keep me smelling fresh as a daisy all day long or fresh as the shield? And I love the creaminess.
Well, it's creamy, but it almost has a dry finish to it.
Oh, I just
so it actually feels great on the skin. But okay, so my hairy paw, because some of us boys have hairy arm, so it doesn't stick to it. So we're not talking about creating clumps under your arm or feeling uncomfortable. Super, super lightweight. The scent is very, very clean.
Isn't it
on the
nice?
all shield. I didn't get to smell it prior to the show, so this is my live reaction. And sometimes clove can be very, very strong.
Not
Again,
at
because
all.
we're using natural ingredients, it's a very gentle aroma. And again, it's coconut and palm oils. It's an arrowroot powder. So these are natural ingredients that help with dryness.
yes, and help. It's candula oil and chamomile are the natural, even in the unscented. You don't smell them, but that's what helps keep that odor. at bay.
You know what? And you brought up actually a great point, because calendula is often used for calming the skin. So if people are breaking out, or they have hives, or they have irritations, calendula is actually very, very calming and soothing. And that's great, again, if you're shaving your armpit. Sometimes, you know, ladies get that irritation or that sensitivity.
That
so you
rash.
don't want something with alcohol that is going to dry, burn up the skin, or make it feel uncomfortable after you've just shaved. Now, I have a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Is it personal?
hot.
Oh,
Am I gonna be smelling a little funky at 4
No.
o'clock?
no, I was going to say,
'cause
I have
all
been
of these-
using, I have been using the honey grapefruit for weeks. And number one is how long it lasts. When I first started using it, I would smell under my arms quite often to make sure it was still, it was like, how can this natural stuff be working this well? It works great. I find with some of the non-natural brands, I have to apply it
Reapply
later in the day. I don't need to do that with this. I simply get out of the shower, put this on, and I don't think about it or worry about it again.
That's great, because very often, and I've had friends who have tried, I don't perspire, obviously.
Well,
so
we knew that.
as people know. But I've had friends who are very holistic and want to use only all natural products. And they'll put one of these natural deodorants on, and by 4 o'clock, I'm like, girl, no, you gotta go.
Yeah.
Go to the bathroom and freshen up a little bit. So that was my first question to you, right? When we were speaking, when we first met.
Something embarrassing. Owning your own business is really fun at times. My favorite one was the day that the girls came into my office because the other girl was using the natural deodorant, and they wanted me to have a deodorant talk with her.
Oh,
If only I would have had this then.
you didn't.
No, but it's amazing how well it works. It doesn't fall off at the end of the day. It
doesn't come with an expiration.
No,
It doesn't.
no,
4 o'clock, you got to go back to it.
Again, having used those other natural products, I've really grown to love this.
Well, you were also telling me that Oregon has had some record heat. So you really put, I don't want to put you on the spot.
This is
I don't
not
want to
a
put you on the
spray tan.
spot.
It has been, we hit as high as I think 112.
Oof.
And having the animals, as we mentioned, that we do raise alpacas. Not only do we raise them, they were pregnant. And so we were at the end of pregnancy and we were having to water them down. So out there in your tank top with your honey grapefruit on, again, making sure that the pregnant moms were comfortable and not in any danger in that heat. I tell you, this took a beating.
I mean, if that's not a testament, I don't know. I don't know what is. 112 surrounded by sheep and alpaca.
Watering with one hand, smelling my underarm with the
Just
other,
to
make
make
sure it's
sure.
still working.
So I'm sorry I put you on the spot. I just had to, because the question is out there. People have for years tried to come up with natural, non-aluminum based deodorants that unfortunately often fail. So I'm glad to have homegrown in America from Oregon, Ben soap in unscented, all shield, and the honey grapefruit, $10.
And I wanted to say with the All Shield, I picked this scent because I wanted to have something that I knew would appeal to men.
Mm-hmm.
I started with the honey grapefruit because I happen to love citrus. I love the All Shield. I made my husband do the same test I did with the honey grapefruit with the All Shield, and I may or may not have stolen it.
Oh, okay.
So it's such a nice light. It's not necessarily masculine or feminine.
Well, again, it just has a very natural, and I think it's that combination of the clove with the
clove.
citrus that just really makes it very, very wearable. Again, I don't wear deodorant to, that's not where I make my fragrance choices.
Yes.
I wanted to do the work. I want it to be subtle, and it doesn't need to be part of my outside grooming process.
Right?
Continuing with grooming, I
Now
think we're moving on up. We're moving on
these
up. And I think these are your favorites. One of your favorites.
I live in a very dry climate. And so lip balms are my go-to. I'm constantly putting on chapstick or Blistex, or I've got a new best friend here.
Oh,
And it's all natural. I love, we've got the eucalyptus spearmint, the sweet orange, and then also the, once again, the unscented. And what's the best part of this is you get it in a 3-pack. So you can have one by your bed, by your, I have one on my side table by the couch. I've got one in my bedroom. And then I always have one out in my pocket.
okay. Well, I mean, these are amazing. And when we're talking about natural products, you know, we're sometimes there's only so much that your skin can absorb from the outside in. But when you're putting something on your mouth and you're talking and you're licking your lips, this actually becomes that ingredients that actually you ingest. So this is kind of where you make those choices about what am I putting on and in my body. That really does help. And when you're talking all natural ingredients, homegrown in America, and this one's easy. It's $10. You get your 3-pack. So you don't have to choose a scent on this one. You can go unscented, you can go to the sweet orange, and you can go to the eucalyptus mint. And you get all 3. Now, I also know that this has been on socialgraceco.com for a little bit, and this has been a runaway hit. This is the one that people keep coming back for. This is the one that people have come back and bought multiples. This is the one that people are buying and splitting and giving to their kids to throw in their backpacks as they're going off to summer camp. Because you do want something that's going to keep your lips hydrated, but is easy to go, very easy, lightweight. So this has been a huge hit at socialgraceco.com.
I love them. I'm a huge, as I said, a huge lip balm. I do not like dry lips, and I drink a lot of water. I mean, that's the number one indicator that you're dehydrated is your lips are dry. My lips don't get dry. And again, you know, just 3 simple ingredients. You've got your beeswax, your butter, and your goat's milk. And that's
amazing. And I love that there's goat's milk.
Maybe an essential oil if there is a scent to it. This is just a great little power-packed 3-pack.
Well, and it's a great price point because if you think about natural ingredients, and if you, what do those products that are by the cash register at the drugstore, we don't know what's in them. They're filled with petrolatum. You're ingesting all of this. And it leaves a weird film on your lip. So this is comfortable to wear. It's easy. It's comfortable, and you actually look forward to putting it back on.
Well, and like you said, you're licking your lips, and this is natural. You're not ingesting those petroleum-based products.
Which are kind of side effects to the distilling process of oils and gasolines and whatnot. So do you really want to be putting that in your mouth, on your mouth?
No.
And ingesting it. So even if you have sensitivity, even if you have little kids and you want to just teach them about taking care of themselves, this is a great way to do it. You get your 3-pack for $10. Easy gift, easy 3-pack. If you have 3 kids, if you have grandkids, split them up. Let them fight.
I didn't share any of mine. One was in my nightstand. One was next to my. Man, I need to give more.
Well, there is some give back.
There's a lot of give back.
I don't believe that whatsoever. You just wanted all 3 of them.
I did.
But again, at $10 for 3, I think it makes it a very attainable. Again, if you are just putting together a little gift basket for your teacher at the end of the year, what a great way to do it. Either split it up between 3 teachers. Perhaps you're picking up some of those other items, the goat milk soap or the felted soap. I'm sorry, the goat's milk lotion or the felted soap. Say that 3 times quickly.
Really?
And again, you are telling us, and I'd love to hear if you have any comments, if you have used our lip balms before, because so many of you have purchased it in the past. If you have any questions, Stacie's here. I have her right here, all the way from Oregon. So I want to be able to, and it doesn't matter the order. We'll go back. I don't mind. I just want to get you all the information that you need to be able to make your decisions and place your orders.
It's a great Ben Soap Company, great little company, born and bred in Central Oregon, out of love. I mean, love for her young son, and she's created all of these beautiful products. The last one we're going to talk about will be probably a really exciting new product that they're bringing out, which is fun.
That's exciting.
Yes.
And I think we're ready for it.
We're ready for it.
So this is going to be a brand new product for us. And this is the CBD goat milk soap. Again, available for $14. And we have 3 options and scents for you. We have the oatmeal and honey. We have the refreshment, which I love the name of, and I love the smell. And of course, we always give you an unscented option for those of you who don't want any scent or have hypersensitivities to some of these products. So this is not just the soap, but it also has a CBD component to it.
Oh, and that's everywhere right now, isn't it?
It's huge. It's a
CBD
whole industry coming out of it.
It is, and it's really interesting because, again, in Central Oregon, probably about 2 or 3 years ago, a lot of the ranchers stopped growing hay and started growing hemp.
Okay.
And so, and part of that craze was for this precious oil that they get from the seeds. And CBD, I think this is one of the best ways to start trying it. This and the outside salves,
yeah, which is coming up soon.
Which we're really going to talk about. But with these soaps, something that is really good to know. I'm going to pick up the unscented because for those people, I grew up with eczema as a young child. I was very fortunate to outgrow it. But if you've got an unscented soap option with CBD in it, and this has 500 milligrams, you are actually hitting that eczema from the outside rather than from the inside out. We're working from the outside in. And golly, I wish I would have had this as a kid because it's not a good thing to have. It's itchy, it's embarrassing,
it changes your life. I mean, it really,
does.
you know, a lot of people growing up with eczema or having it as an adult, people are wearing long sleeves in the heat. They're uncomfortable. They're scratching. Sometimes they get it in their hairline. So this is a great way
to soothe
and treat the skin.
And the CBD is such a wonderful natural ingredient, again, that we've added to the soap. I would also bring in the honey oatmeal just because of the properties of oatmeal when you're bathing with it. Again, back to that exfoliation, because if you do have eczema, it's at least removing those flaky parts of the skin and allowing that CBD to get in. And although I don't know that it cures it, I know that it helps make it more comfortable.
It calms the skin. And so what other qualities of CBD are helping with these soaps? Because CBD has just blown up. It's become such a huge industry in its own. You know, and there's so many different types of products, but this is something that you can incorporate into your life. You get a little taste of what CBD can do for you. And it's something that is very easy to incorporate. You don't have to do an extra step.
Yeah, and I think it's an easy way to introduce yourself to CBD. I am a huge proponent of it. A lot of our offerings are THC free. And so you're just getting, again, that CBD part out of the cannabis plant. Nobody's getting high from washing. There's none of those.
There's none of those side effects.
No, you're just getting the healing aspect.
And I think that that's something that a lot of people forget about, that, you know, you think of it and people joke about it, but there are so many qualities in terms of calming and soothing. I love the fact that I can flip this bar over and read fresh goat milk, coconut oil, red palm oil, essential oils of eucalyptus and spearmint, and hemp extract. Those are the only ingredients that I'm reading. There's nothing funky. There's nothing that I can't pronounce.
Nope.
Even with my glasses.
Those are all naturally recurring oils. And it's just wrapping it in with the CBD. I love this product. I have truly enjoyed using it. We're going to talk a little bit more, but I believe the CBD, I hit it from the outside and I hit it from the inside. And hopefully when it meets in the middle, my body's a better place.
It's a better place. Also, for $14, it's a great price point. I love also the handmade because every bar is just a little bit different. So again, these are not manufactured in a plant. This is Homegrown America. So these are products that have that love and affection of people making the product by hand. You can't pay for that. That is something that is special and unique. And I love that Stacie brings us these little brands from little corners of America. In this case, this one is in Oregon also, correct?
This is the same little company. So out of Ben Soap Company came Carriage Lane, this is part of the Ben Soap Company. They actually grow the hemp on their property right next to where they're raising their goats. And it's just, again, another tremendous product. And especially, as I said, with the unscented, I just am truly attracted to that. And I hope if you do suffer from eczema, I'd love for you to give this a try. So that then you can call in and tell us.
Yes, exactly. And
your
you know
experience.
what? There's so much about, again, ingredients that we eat, and we talk about farm to table. We're literally talking farm to shower or farm to sink.
We are.
Because these are ingredients that are handpicked. They're hand put together, they're hand assembled. And again, they are ingredients that you know, that you love, that you trust, and you can read about.
Well, and the last thing I'm going to say is back to that was we're going back to our roots. In the old days, we didn't go to Piggly Wiggly or Safeway or Publix and pick up a bar of soap. We actually made it. And that's what we made it with, are all these natural ingredients that were available right on the farm.
And we got to enjoy them. Again, please let us know if you've tried these before. And well, no, this one is brand new. Brand new. So next show, you're going to get to tell us your feedback. Now, we're going to continue talking about our CBD collection, and we're going to go ahead onto the salves. And these are available in 3 different scents. Again, we have our spearmint salve for $22 for the tin. We again have our lavender. So that's that relaxing, double relaxation, CBD and lavender. And then our last scent is going to be peppermint. Now, I've actually tried some CBD salves. And they're great because they're calming, they're soothing. I have to tell you, before I came here today, I was walking and I dropped something, stepped on it, and sort of went flying. And immediately I got the in my back. I was at the chiropractor yesterday, so I'm going to be going back anytime soon. And I've tried the salves before. CBD, again, very calming, very soothing to sore, achy muscles. Sometimes I've used it on my feet. Sometimes I'll wake up in the morning and I'll be like, guess what I don't put on?
Yep.
It smells like old man. And I know I am an old man.
I know, but this is.
I own that, but I don't want to smell that. So I love the fact that I can get these beautiful salves, homemade and unscented, and lavender or the peppermint. So you still get that tingling sensation without smelling like Ben.
I know.
Oh, I know.
Camphor, without smelling like camphor.
Thank you. There we go. We'll leave Ben alone.
Yeah. I do love talking about my husband, Skip. Mostly I tell funny stories, but he has suffered from, he had a horrible blood clot.
Oh.
And the gentleman that made this, we were friends before this happened. And when Skip got that clot, he brought us the hockey pucks of health. And it was amazing I took before pictures because we had some, and he started using it, and you could almost see, I could tell it was like a kid putting on sunscreen. Honey, are you putting that all over your leg? I could see the lines of where he had hit and how it was changing that inflammation. And this does help alleviate some of that inflammation and the pain. Whenever I have my knees, we do a lot of walking back and forth down to the field to check on animals. And at the end of the day, you look at your steps counter and you're at 24,000 and your knees are hurting. This is my go-to.
Well, you're also in an environment where you are out and about and it's not paved ground. It is.
No, it's a lot of uneven walking, a lot of loose rocks. And when you have two Great Pyrenees puppies, they love digging Grand Canyon holes.
Oh, gosh.
So you just really have to be careful when you're walking around.
So between the holes in the minefields?
Yes, yeah.
There's always something
Boomer
to look at.
here.
Well, again, this is a great way to do it. Now, very often, again, I will use the CBD salve that I've tried before, even though it has that scent, but I'll use it at night. But the idea of using it with lavender, again, that has that calming. But I think a lot of people forget, again, everyone jokes about the hemp and the CBD, the anti-inflammatory qualities of CBD they're still being studied because a lot of people, it's expanding. It's becoming, as I said earlier, it's becoming its own industry.
It is. And I like to say, I mentioned with the soap, a great stepping off point to try CBD. This salve is amazing. I was getting yelled at yesterday before I left my home because I had not ordered some of this for my friend's father, because he had knee surgery a year ago and he still is suffering from that long-term pain. Yeah. He swears by this.
That's amazing.
And he's probably got a tiny little pod. It's like, I'll order it.
I'll get more. I'll take it out. I'll get my fingernail in there. But also the price on this. So $22.
Amazing.
It's also not, because the other ones I've seen are like these gigantic pots that are not at all portable. So to have something that is super effective, but you can put one in your gym bag, that you can keep one by the side of the table, that you can put one into your top drawer at work. And when you get that sore knee or that sore arm, or a lot of my friends that are on computers all day long are constantly complaining about carpal tunnel or constant repetitive motion. This is a great way to get a little bit of relief on some of those sore pains, and you're not constantly popping pills.
I was just going to say the same thing. It's another way of treating from the outside. I have found, this is where I start. I had a bad shoulder and I went to my doctor. I thought I had ripped my rotator cuff.
Oh gosh.
And she said, you know what, do these exercises. Well, I did the exercises and I started applying this 3 times a day. And again, I don't want to make unfounded promises, but it does work. And even this unscented, it does not smell.
It doesn't, yeah.
It does not smell like we've been to a concert.
Or walk through New York City downwind from someone that's imbibing.
It's just got a really nice light. And a little goes a long way.
Because it's almost, it is a salve, it is a balm. So it really melts into the skin and you get some good penetration of it. It's not thick, it's not gooey. If you have something, these are essential oils that are super, super light. So if you put them in a heavy base, they don't really penetrate the skin. So we want something that's going to be effective and comfortable to wear.
You do. And again, with those scent choices, we did them for a reason again. During the day, we want to be awake with that peppermint. Lavender at night is a great way to, again, cue sleeping. And then that unscented. You know what?
Today, whenever you need it.
Yeah, I cannot talk enough about this company. JC, I actually met him 6 years ago, walked into my office and said, you know what, I think you're going to help me do some really good things. And here we are 5 years later, and he has developed an incredible product.
Homegrown America. And Stacie, we're going to continue on because we're not only going to put it on our skin, we're actually going to introduce a product that
Tinctures.
is a tincture that we can actually use internally. And this is our tincture, also from Oregon Vitality, 100 milligrams of CBD, 1,000. My glasses don't work. $40, great price point, available in lemon and also in unflavored. So this is
very important, THC free. That's so important to find in these products, because again, I think people fear CBD because they're afraid they're going to get high from it because it is from a cannabis plant.
correct.
No, it's been isolated, and this is the healing part of the cannabis plant. And so I love tinctures because, again, treating from the inside out and the outside in.
And the balm on the
Yeah.
outside. So lemon and then again unflavored, $40, great price points. These are the same sizes that you see CBD at the health food store. Don't know where that comes from.
Yeah.
It's also great to know that these are the people that you work with. There is that
It's a
integrity.
little piece of Oregon.
A little piece of Oregon, but also that integrity, because you know the people, you know the formulas, you know how they're making it. Now, how are we using these, Stacie?
I use half a dropper in the morning under my tongue,
Okay.
and half a dropper at night before I go to sleep.
Okay.
And I use it more, with you've got the CB1 and the CB2. So there's all kinds of, I don't want to say healing properties, but just helping get the most out of our bodies as we age. I'm getting of that age. I was going to say with the salves, it's not where the ache is. There's always something
It's
that's
just
aching.
rotating through the body.
This, I hope to prevent that by making sure that my squeaky parts stay oiled.
Yes.
So we use an MGT organic oil as the transporter to get that CBD into our system. It's a beautiful product. I love the lemon. It's fresh. It's refreshing. The unflavored is also, it's not, again, I've bought some of these products and you get them home. They have floating stuff in them.
That's exactly. You don't want something that's going to separate. You want something
smelly.
Yeah, you want something that's clear. And how Stacie was talking about using the product sublingually, the easiest way, I'm going to just put a little bit down. The easiest way to do it is literally directly under your tongue. That's where you get the most absorption. So bottoms up, right into.
It's happy hour.
It's happy hour. There we go. Somewhere. It doesn't even need a little margarita's umbrella. It just comes with its own dropper.
It doesn't make you
great
happy.
Clean. It does. It does make me happy.
It does.
Anything that you do for yourself that makes you feel better,
It does.
I'm all for it. Can you mix it in other things, or is direct?
I don't want to lose anything. So if I dropped it, I mean, of course, you could put it in your first glass of water in the morning with your twist of lemon. But I like to really use that under
Sublingually,
the tongue.
yeah. And if you want to mix it, I would probably say don't do anything that's hot, because you don't want to evaporate the oils.
You don't want to lose any of the benefits. You want to make sure that you get all the benefit of taking that tincture.
So you can place your order on socialgraceco.com. Again, with all of our CBD and all of our banned soap products that we've shown you so far. Again, if you have comments or questions, I have Stacie Chavez here all the way from Oregon. Please feel free to send us your questions. Our expert is here to answer all your questions, and I'm happy to chime in whenever I have something useful, I guess, to say. This has been kind of a great segue to be able to use some of these CBD products, because I think that there's a lot of mystery to it and a lot of people are afraid of it. We want to make sure that it's easy, it's usable, it's affordable, because I think that's also some of these, because everyone has jumped on the CBD bandwagon. I think some of these products have really become overpriced and under quality.
Well, and it's just again a great try me price, and I know where it came from.
Yeah, exactly.
I know that JC toiled over this and made this bottle for me.
That's amazing.
And so it's really, again, a little piece of Oregon.
That's awesome. Again, $40 unflavored, and also in the lemon. Tinctures, 1,000 milligrams of CBD. An amazing, amazing way to try it. I can't wait to get more feedback from our viewers. So please let us know what you think of the product. We're going to move on. Oh, our Yigal is sending love. Thank you, Yigal. Appreciate it. Oh, he loves the. Oh no, he doesn't love me. He loves the product. I'm sorry. I want to make that. I want to make that perfectly. Oh, I thought. We're going to move on to our next product, and that is something that is even closer to home for you.
It is back to that, using every piece and part of that fiber that we shear off the animals once a year. I know that as we shear them, we take the blanket of the animal and we make sweaters and scarves and hats. This is probably neck fiber, or even some of the finer leg fiber that we actually take and we make felted dryer balls. What the heck are those?
What the heck are dryer balls? Okay, first of all, let me tell you the price. You're gonna get 3 of the dryer balls, as you're seeing packaged here. You're gonna get the spritz in lavender, all for $27. So again, you can go on socialgraceco.com. What the heck are dryer balls, Stacie?
Dryer balls are a natural way to save energy, dry your clothes quicker. I love these things. They're just, it's an amazing, again, I hate to keep saying that sustainable thing, that sustainable overused word. I try not to use it, but this truly is honoring the animal, using all of that fiber, and in such a creative way. So these are kind of the same concept of the felted soap, friction, and we get this nice tight felted ball. You get 3 in your pack. You take your spritz. I don't put spritz on all of my dryer balls. I do just one, and I just do a quick squirt, and I throw these 3 dryer balls in the dryer. You don't have those sheets that have chemicals that are not only leaving chemicals on your clothing and getting next to your skin, it's also releasing those chemicals out in the air.
Correct.
And so,
and very often not biodegradable. So they're actually not great for the environment. But I've heard of dryer balls before, but I've seen these rubber plastic things. I've never bought them myself, so I have to be perfectly honest, but I was visiting a friend, and all of a sudden I heard bang, 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 bang. I was like, what the heck is going on in your basement? They're super loud, and yes, what they're doing is they're agitating and they're actually making the dryer process better. But these are super soft.
Yeah, we don't have that center. A lot of the commercial products will have that center core that's plastic. This is fiber all the way through.
That's amazing.
We could cut a knife and open it, but why do that? And you would see that it's felted all the way in. These will last. I don't even know how long they last, because the only reason I have to replace them is because the dog or the cat steals one. I've never run their life out. As the fiber starts to, I guess, wick up is a good word. You can always take a sweater shaver to it and
just
clean that edge up. And then you just throw them right back into the dryer. It cuts down on drying time, so you're saving energy. They're a beautiful little product.
It is. It's actually, speaking of hostess gift, this is such a great, unique gift because people see it. And as I said, I've never bought them, but our founder, Yigal's wife, said that she just keeps all 3 of them in the dryer at all times. So she's just refreshes and throws them in because it helps to cut down on static. You also mentioned again earlier on the microbial quality of alpaca. So not only are we using something that's great, that's not bad for the environment, it actually is not adding any chemicals. You're also not adding any germs. And because you're using heat, it also keeps these fresh. You release a little bit of the scent, and you get to choose how much you put in. So Stacie said she only uses the spray usually on one of the dryer balls.
I only do one. Some people might. It depends on how much scent. I
Yeah.
don't.
And I guess and
back
how
to
big
my-
the laundry
back to my
load the load
clothes.
is. Correct.
I don't necessarily. I put it in there to help with that static. If I feel like, again, we're in a very dry climate, very different than here. So I have to take little measures to help cut down on that. But they're just, I love them. I love the natural colors, completely natural.
So they're all a little different. Actually, they feel great. I mean,
They're soft.
and I just sprayed, the lavender is super, super, super light.
It is.
So it's just a fresh scent of lavender. It's not, again, we're using natural ingredients. So we're not talking about a chemical that's, scent that's going to get hard or build onto the fabrics.
Yeah, no, it's a great natural way to help dry your clothes faster.
Again, $27. These don't have an expiration date. You get to use them as long as you wish to. 3 of the dryer balls and the lavender scent, antimicrobial, helps with static cling, great for the environment. Kind of just a fun gift.
It is. It's a really fun gift.
I wish I juggled.
Well, sometimes
I might kill someone. I won't even try it. And again, a great price point, $27, because I've seen them at that store
Other
with all the
place.
house stuff that we're not going to mention.
So
Still love you. Still go.
Next, we are going to grab our alpaca socks. We're staying with alpaca.
We're doing the alpaca theme. And again, talking about using every bit of your farm.
I think I love the animals. I love my alpacas, but I got to tell you, the best thing you can do for your feet is to treat them to a pair of alpaca socks. We always, when we do retail shows and sell to the public, somebody will buy one pair of socks. We drop a little business card in there so that when they call back and we have special pricing, because they're going to call back and buy 6 more pairs.
I was going to
say. So
say.
they can wear them every day.
So at $17, people will say, well, those are a little expensive. Yep. So totally honest, they're going to seem a little
spendy.
Yeah,
but they last. They're antimicrobial.
Again.
The other beautiful product or property of alpaca is the fiber is modulated. And I gave Jose a quick lesson in fiber modulation and why alpaca breathes better.
I hope there's not a test at the end. Thank you.
But it has to do with air pockets in the fiber. And so it somehow it regulates keeping that heat in when you're cold. And when you get hot and sweaty, it releases it. It also, the fiber wicks away moisture. So your feet, honest to goodness, they don't sweat.
Well, you were talking about that. And again, I was mentioning the huge use of alpaca in Ecuador and Peru as we were traveling. And this is not, well, these are my summer socks or these are my winter socks. You use these year round through cold weather, through dry weather, through rainy weather, because if your feet get moist, because you have that antimicrobial quality to them, you're not building up germs that create odor. So boys, if you got stinky feet, you need some alpaca socks. But what I don't know about alpaca, I do know about textiles, because I did go to a textile school. The way these are done, Stacie, bravo.
Yeah, they're
because they're completely different socks from the outside to the inside. The way these loops are formed on the inside,
terry.
It's super soft, but they're very lofty.
So what we do have to do is we have to put an element of nylon so that they keep their shape.
Correct.
And we do that on the outside. So we've got that soft fiber against your foot. Then you've got that nice nylon on the outside, which makes the wearability so much longer. The other thing I was going to talk about, we talked about sweaty, smelly feet.
Not me. We're talking about someone else at the moment.
These are the fiber itself is antimicrobial. So you don't necessarily have to wash them every time you wear them. So you're saving even more energy. And I know that goes against all of our principles that we've been taught.
Well, I think that's kind of us, but I think in most of the world, you wear things a couple of times. I mean, honestly, as a travel sock, this is fantastic because you're going through time zones, you're up on a plane, you're in dry weather, but then you get to where you're going and perhaps you're doing a little hiking and you get a little bit of moisture. This is the everything sock. It is available in sizes, so I do want to mention that.
To extra large.
So small to extra large, $17 for that all weather, all season, all year alpaca sock. Super excited. I do want to try these out.
You need to.
I do. I'm excited
then
about it.
Then you'll be on the alpaca sock team.
Well, I'm on the alpaca scarf team. That I did. And we do have more alpaca coming your way.
We have said,
Michael DeCesare, hello. Celebrity sighting, learning lots tonight. Thank you so much, Michael. It's good to hear from you. I'm happy to share some information. And again, Stacie's here. She's teaching me a lot about alpaca and CBD and Bend soap. So I'm excited to share all of that with you. We have one more
thing. We have saved the best for last, in my opinion. This is our wonderful year-round boucle throw. It is soft. It's full of whimsy. It's got some nice. Speaking of design school, look at that texture we brought in with that boucle yarn, which we use as the fringe.
It's so fun. It's so beautiful. $99, and it is available in 3 shades for you. So our screen is showing the sand, which is that perfect neutral. It's almost like an oatmeal with shades of gray, a little bit of lightness running through it. We have our blue, which is reading very bright on the screen, and it has a little bit more of a turquoise quality. You can see it in the smaller screen. So it has a little bit more of those neutrals and turquoise. And then the top here, which is, I almost want to call it like a teal denim. I mean, this sort of goes with everyday core.
And so the beauty is we use that boucle yarn as the warp, and then we use the alpaca yarn as the fill. So it's got a really nice hand feel. It's got a I'm going to really mess you up. I can tell.
You know I folded these. I folded these, right?
They're 45 by 60. So it's going to
It's a large. It's a large. I'm 6'2". And
we
this
have our
will cover.
Super fun new leather patch from Imperial Yarn, talking about our climate beneficial. We'll get into more about that down the road. But this is just a great all year round throw. I have them on my deck for in the morning when I have my coffee and I'm watching my little friends play in the field. And then at night, I relax under the stars. It's the perfect weight of keeping me warm. I don't get hot. It breathes.
Well, that's again that quality of alpaca that it sort of traps heat when it needs to, but it still breathes. I don't know if you can see, you can actually still see light through it. So it is not a heavy, this is that perfect year-round fabric. I have 2 dogs. If you follow me on Instagram, you will see they're Anchovy and Mushroom. Anchovy is a hairless. Don't laugh at my dogs. They call them the toppings at the bed.
That's cute.
Anchovy is a hairless dog. So there are throws and blankets everywhere in my house because she runs around like a nut and then she dives under a blanket.
She wants to be cozy.
But if she gets too hot, then she starts kicking them off. So I think Miss Anchovy might need to get an alpaca throw. Again, super lightweight. Guys, if you want something to throw over your legs when you're watching TV on that recliner.
We know you're using a throw.
Of course you are. Especially because the vent from the air conditioning is right by.
There you
go.
I
don't have a recliner. I do have a chaise.
Oh.
But you kind of figured that out, didn't you? So this is great because it kind of cuts out that cold air coming at you, but you can still breathe. I love the size of it. I love the colors. They're perfect with almost every decor. because it just creates a little bit of texture as opposed to making a bold statement.
Yeah, and again, you know, lightweight. It looks great there, laying on the deck outside or in the house.
And you know, so we
Thrown
keep
over your
throwing it as a
chaise.
throw it over my chaise, throw it over me on my chaise in my bathroom. Now, also because this is something that's worn all the time, can we just talk about wearing it as a wrap?
You could.
Throw it, ladies, throw it over your shoulders, throw a belt on top of it. You know that you're going into these freezing cold restaurants, so you want something that's lightweight. You can throw it over your bag and then throw it on, and it keeps you warm. It's large enough to cover your shoulders and stay on. You can even tie a knot behind you and it stays on your shoulders. And again, all of these colors, super wearable. So throw it on the couch, throw it on Anchovy, your dog, or throw it on as a fashion statement. Super comfortable, super
And
lightweight.
talk about that great price again.
Honestly,
This is a natural
$99.
fiber throw.
Well, that was the other thing when I was traveling through Peru and Ecuador. So I love cashmere, but again, I get my menopause, I get my hot flashes. So I'm constantly taking them off and putting them on. My alpaca scarves, they breathe. So
really
I'm
do.
comfortable. They keep me warm enough, but they're not trapping so much heat that I'm having a hot flash. So that is that fiber that does it all for you.
It does. It's an all year round fiber. It's it breathes. It's antimicrobial. It's hypoallergenic. That is my favorite seat in the house.
Oh,
That is my chaise lounge.
Oh.
That is my
I'll have to show you pictures
relaxation
of
at the
mine.
end of the day is that chair.
We are going to wrap up. Thank you so much for joining us on socialgraceco.com. We have another hour of vintage beauty with Stacie Chavez coming up, so I hope you'll join us. My name is Jose Parron. I look forward to seeing you real soon. Thank you, Stacie.
Thank you. Great day.